Plant reproduction. Most plants that grow around us have flowers. Such plants are known as flowering plants. Flowers develop into fruits. For example, a bitter gourd flower forms a bitter gourd, a papaya flower forms a papaya, and an orange flower forms an orange. Most fruits have seeds. The seeds are fully formed when the fruit ripens. The outermost part of a seed is called the seed coat. The seed coat protects the inner part of the seed. Seeds of flowering plants have one or two cotyledons. A cotyledon is also called a seed leaf. Plants that produce seeds with two cotyledons are called dicotyledonous plants or dicots. Bean, mustard, mango, and apple are dicotyledonous plants. Some plants produce seeds with one cotyledon. Such plants are called monocotyledonous plants or monocots. All kinds of grasses are monocotyledonous plants. Maize, wheat, paddy, and ragi are grasses. They are monocots. Germination of seed. A fully formed seed can give rise to a new plant. Only ripe fruits can have fully formed seeds. Normally, a fresh seed from a ripe fruit does not germinate. To germinate, a seed has to dry. When a seed germinates, a new plant is born. The process by which a seed grows into a new plant is called germination. The baby plant that grows from a seed is called a seedling. What do seeds need to germinate? Water. A seed needs water to germinate. You must have observed that soon after the rains, many plants begin to grow. These plants grow from seeds that have remained buried in the soil. When water is available, seeds absorb water and germinate. Warmth. Soak a few mustard seeds in water. Keep them in a refrigerator. Do they germinate? Seeds kept in a refrigerator do not germinate even if they are kept moist. This is because seeds need warmth to germinate. Air. Keep a few groundnuts immersed in water. Do they germinate? Seeds need air to germinate. When seeds are completely covered with water, they do not get air. Therefore, they do not germinate. Do all seeds germinate? All seeds do not germinate. Seeds fruit not germinate. They are not fully formed. Many fully formed seeds do not germinate. Some seeds are eaten by animals, some fall on rocks and cannot germinate, while others do not germinate because they do not receive the needed amount of water, air, or warmth. A seedling. When a seed receives needed amount of warmth, air, and water, the baby plant, which is also called embryo, in the seed begins to grow. The seed absorbs water. The seed coat spills and the root, which also called radicle, emerges first. The radicle forms to absorb water for the plant. After a while, a tiny shoot called plumule emerges and grows out of the soil. The plumule develops into a stem with leaves. The first leaves turn green and begin to make food for the plant. The roots get bigger and new leaves develop on the shoot. The cotyledons remain attached to the shoot. They provide food to the seedling until the leaves make enough food for the plant. In most dicotyledonous plants, the cotyledons turn green and make food for the seedlings for a few days. When the seed germinates, the roots grow downwards in the soil. The shoot grows upwards towards light. The roots get bigger and new leaves grow on the shoot. The seedling is a baby plant. It needs proper amount of water, warmth, air, sunlight, and fertile soil to grow into healthy plants. A seedling will die if it does not get proper amount of water, sunlight, warmth, or air. Seed dispersal. Once the seeds are fully formed, they must find a place to germinate. If all the seeds fall near the mother plant, they may not get enough space, sunlight, water, and nutrients from the soil to grow. They must move away or disperse from the mother plant. The spreading away of seeds is known as seed dispersal. How do seeds disperse? Seeds are dispersed by wind, animals, explosion, and water. Dispersal by wind. Many seeds are carried away by the wind. The seeds of dandelion, desert rose, and milkweed are like parachutes. The winged seeds of the Indian elm tree glide in the wind. The wind carries such seeds away from the mother plant. Some of these seeds fall on the ground, get covered with soil, and germinate when it rains. Dispersal by animals. Animals help in dispersing seeds. The hooked spines of certain seeds stick to the feathers of birds and the hair on animals and reach faraway places. Many kinds of ripe fruits are eaten by birds, squirrels, and bats. These animals often take fruits to faraway places. Most seeds eaten by animals come out in their droppings and digested. People also help in spreading seeds far away from where they grow naturally. Dispersal by explosion. In some plants, such as lady's finger and peas, the dried fruit explodes, spreading the seeds away from the mother plant. Dispersal by water. Seeds of plants that grow in our near water bodies are carried by water to different places. For example, coconut may drift for several months in sea before reaching the land. Seeds of water plants such as hydrilla, lotus, and water lily are light and spongy. Therefore, they float on water and are carried to faraway places by flowing water. New plants from roots, stem, and leaves. All kinds of plants do not grow from seeds. In some cases, new plants have formed from the roots, stem, or leaves. This is known as vegetative reproduction. Plants from roots. Some plants from new plants form their roots. The sweet potato, breadfruit, and blackberry are some such plants. Plants from stem. Tea, sugarcane, drumstick, mint, rose, jasmine, grape, and most cactus plants can be grown from stem cutting. Stems of plants such as lilies form bulbs. The bulbs grow into new plants. New plants also grow from underground stems of banana, ginger, turmeric, and potato. Tiny buds develop on the potato in a certain season. These buds, if buried into suitable soil, develop into new plants. Plants from leaves. Leaves of some plants form new plants. Mature leaves of bryophyllum, sweet potato, and begonia develop into new plants, which is also called plantlets. How do non-flowering plants produce new plants? Trees such as cedars, firs, and pines do not flower. They are non-flowering plants. They produce cones with seeds. The seeds give rise to new plants, ferns, and are also non-flowering plants. They do not produce seeds. They produce spores on the lower surface of their leaves. Spores are tiny bodies. When they fall on the ground, they give rise to new plants. Crops. Farmers grow different kinds of crops in different seasons. The kind of crop grown in a particular place depends upon the type of soil, the availability of water, and climate of the place. For example, in the warm coastal regions with good amount of rainfall, farmers grow paddy in the clay soil. In drier regions with sandy soil and little water, farmers grow millets. Several crops are grown in the regions where water is available throughout the year. Kharif and rabi crops. Based on the growing period, crops are grouped as kharif and rabi crops. Crops that are grown from November to April are called rabi crops. Rabi crops are sown in winter. Wheat and pulses are rabi crops. Crops that are grown from October are called kharif crops. Kharif crops are sown during monsoons. Rice and maize are kharif crops. Agriculture. Agriculture is the science of growing crops. For a good and healthy crop, farmers till the soil and add manure to the field, sow seeds of good quality, irrigate or water the crop at regular intervals, remove weeds, wild plants that grow in the field, spray chemicals, pesticides to destroy plant pests. Certain insects and fungi that destroy plants are called pests. Protect the crop from grazing animals. Harvest. Process of gathering mature crops at a proper time and store is safety till the produce is sold in the market. Storage of harvested crops. It is not possible to sell the entire produce as soon as the crop has been harvested. Crops have to be stored in a clean place under proper conditions. Different agriculture crops need different kinds of storage facilities. Fruits and vegetables are usually stored in cold storage. Dry grains and pulses are stored in large rooms called granaries. Thank you.